Hey guys, what's up, all my YouTubers? I'm here to do a video today about the proper do's and don'ts as far as using sheet metal snips. I have a set of snips here. They're a pair of reds. The company is Midwest. I found them on a job that I was on yesterday. They have some kind of initials here on them. I don't know whose they are, but I found them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go the run through of what to do and what not to do with your sheet metal snips. I've been doing sheet metal work for the better half of anywhere between like 10 and 12 years. So um, I've pretty much been through it all. So what I got here is I got my snips, like I said. Um, First thing to do, always remember safety gloves are important, especially cut resistant gloves. Um, these fit pretty good, and you don't have any problem with like screws or anything like that. I mean, obviously we're going to be using cordless or corded drills during the workday, and snips are very I would say one of the most used tools that I have. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give you the rundown here. I have a piece of sheet metal here, 26 gauge. So I'm gonna show you, the basic. You can see right here that this piece of metal's already been cut by a pair of snips. I'm going to do a run through here with these reds, and I'm going to show you, let me see if I can get that up there. I'm going to show you that generally whenever you use snips, you want to be able to fit them in nicely. Don't turn them, twist them. When you have snips, you have reds. That's going to be a right angle cut. Or sorry, that's going to be for your right hand. Greens are left. Generally, since most of the industry just in life, you have a lot more right-handers than you do lefties. But they also do a fine straight cut. As you can see, you just bear down on them, and usually you have no problem. Nice and easy cut, very easy. I mean, as long as you maintain your snips, I've never really had a problem with Midwest. There's other companies that make another big company is Wiss. And a lot of guys are particular to either Midwest or Wiss. I care more for Midwest, especially since we do a lot more work with an offset type of snip than a straight snip. So that's the basic on how to cut like you should with snips. Now I'm going to get into the don'ts. So, like I said, I have this pair of red Midwest that I found on a job that I'm doing in Florence. And I'm going to show you what not to do. Because I don't know whose these are, and mine are used, heavily used, but they're mine. So I'm going to go ahead and use this set that I found, and we're going to do some don'ts. We're going to do some don'ts with the snips. This is electrical wire. It's a solid copper wire. You can see it's actually got a ground screw in it. This is a regular kind of grounding lug that they use in boxes for electrical work and stuff like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take the snips, and we're going to attempt to try to cut this thing. So we're going to attempt to just cut it all up. This will put oh man, this will, yeah, that's not too good. But what'll happen with your snips whenever you do, cutting like that is it'll put indentions in the snips, and it will no longer be a smooth cut. So basically, for any kind of sheet metal, man, I mean, I just pretty much ruin these things. So that's a big don't. Don't try to cut any kind of wire with your snips. Only use them on sheet metal, and never try to cut multiple pieces of sheet metal. These things I have seen happen. It's happened to me where the head of the snip will just snap if you try to cut too much metal at one time. But remember, never ever cut wire like I just did with snips, because when they get those teeth in them, the cut on the sheet metal will be it'll be really choppy, and it'll snag up, and then eventually, if you continue to cut these wires with your snips, you'll have so many indentions in there that the snips will actually twist, and they won't even be able to cut small, like if you want to try to cut a 1/4 inch off of a piece of metal, you'll have issues with that, and eventually they'll just stop cutting. I mean, eventually, after you cut wire like that, you might as well just throw them in the trash because they're done. So I have another wire here. Now this is let me see if you can get that. That is a twisted tension wire. All right. I also got this off the job in Florence that I was on yesterday. They're using it to do seismic on their plumbing pipes. So this is like I said, a braided, I want to say copper. It looks like it's copper, but I believe it's braided steel wire. So we're gonna give this a shot and see if our snips can cut that. So let's try that. Now they might. Oh no. And you can see actually that they're not even, it's already happening. I don't know if you can get a good look at that, but it's already happening where the snips they're not even cutting the wire. So whoever snips these are, they're gone anyway. They're done. So yeah, you can see what it's done here. There seems to be some kind of a coating on the wire, but you can see it's only cut through just a little bit of the braiding, and then the snips just fold over because of what we just did with the copper wire. So yeah, those are the tips for using your snips. Only use it on sheet metal, and one piece of sheet metal at a time. Don't try to cut your drive. I mean, you can cut your drives with them. That's fine, because that's only one bend. But if you're gonna try to cut stuff like S-lock, which I'll put up another video about different kinds of material you use when doing commercial HVAC. Don't try to cut that. Use bulldogs for that. Those are a lot stronger. But everybody have a good day, and I hope that you learned something about heating and air, especially about snips and the do's and the don'ts. All right, YouTubers, I'm out.